Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy comes to you with a brand new video. Before we get into the video, man, hit that like button, subscribe, and comment down below your thoughts on this video. So today we're going to talk about Walker Kessler, the Utah Jazz, and the New York Knicks. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So recently there was a report that just came out that the Utah Jazz have touched base with the New York Knicks in regarding a trade with Walker Kessler. Now this is very interesting because in the report it wasn't really sure who asked who contacted who about a potential trade. But I think this could be beneficial for both teams. This could very heavily change who wins the NBA championship in the next season, because Walker Kessler is a very good rim protector, very good player, can block shots, rebound the ball very well, starter. If he comes to the New York Knicks, he's probably going to be off the bench until Mitchell Robinson gets hurt, and then he can start, play 20-30 games until Mitch comes back. And just that elite defensive, 48 minutes of elite rim protection, elite rebounding, it will be a nightmare for other teams to try to get to the rim and try to score at the rim. Now, let's talk about this from the Utah Jazz perspective, because the Utah Jazz, everybody knows that they're in a rebuild. They're looking to tank and get rid of all the major guys that could potentially help them win a game, because I think they're really going for Cooper Flag. Cooper Flag, the white guy that has elite superstar potential. No offense, but it's Utah. It's a very predominantly white state, and I feel like Utah, Danny Ainge, and all them guys are salivating over the potential of getting Cooper Flag. Who is shown throughout Team USA games and highlights that he is an NBA player that can play and going total against superstars in the NBA and the Olympics, in the Team USA games. And there were reports that he came out on top in multiple possessions. So that's very interesting from rebuilding team's perspective. Now let's talk about why and how this might not make sense. Because it depends. Danny Ainge is a very hard negotiator. He's a very scheming negotiator. The New York Knicks have tried to deal with Danny Ainge when it came to Donovan Mitchell and tried to trade for him a couple years ago. And Danny Ainge wanted a lot from the New York Knicks. They wanted R.J. Barrett, Emmanuel Quickly, Quentin Grimes, like 6 first-round picks, a couple pick swaps, a couple second-rounders. Even though the New York Knicks did end up, getting rid of all those guys, although it wasn't for Donovan Mitchell, it was, for OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges in a sense. But yeah, it's kind of interesting to see how Danny Ainge and the New York Knicks work out a deal. Because if we really get Walker Kessler, I'm a Knicks fan. If we get Walker Kessler, it's going to change a lot of things. 48 minutes of elite rim protection and elite rebounding is going to change a lot of series. But let's talk about what Danny Ainge would probably want. So, everybody knows that the Utah Jazz are looking to rebuild and look at the tank. So they want young pieces and they want first-round picks. Now, the only young pieces that the New York Knicks really have right now is Deuce McBride, Jericho Sims, and their rookies that they just drafted. Tyler Kolek is on a 4-year, the most in NBA history money signed for a second-round pick. Pac-Man, they just bought him out from his team, and the way that they bought him out and his contract setup is that he's gonna be making less money than Tyler Kolek in his first season, but then he ends up earning more because he was picked higher in the draft in the second, third, and fourth years. And then we also got Kevin McCullough. We also just got Ariel Hawkporty with the last pick in the draft. So if it's the Utah Jazz, they probably want Pac-Man. They probably want Pacome Dadier. They probably want Deuce McBride, and maybe a first or 2 firsts. If it's up to me, I really like the potential Tyler Kolek and Pac-Man Pacome Dadier have. So if it was really up to me, even though I don't want to do it, I think I would rather go with giving up Deuce McBride and Jericho Sims over Pacome Dadier and Tyler Kolek, because the New York Knicks need a real backup point guard. And from what we heard from Ian Begley and all the beach reporters is Tyler Kolek is higher than campaign in the backup point guard rotation, depth chart. So if Brunson were to go down, Tyler Kolek would be the first one in. God forbid that happens, but Tyler Kolek would be the first guy. If we're basing off what Ian Begley said. So it's interesting because the New York Knicks really, really, really need backup. Bench point guard. Somebody that can come in and play, make, and set everybody up. Because Deuce McBride and the New York Knicks themselves have said they don't view him as a point guard. They view him as an off-ball guard, like a two and D guy, like 3-and-D wing, 3-and-D guard, like come out, play defense, hit the open threes. But he's not the one that's gonna be initiating any of the offense. He's just gonna come in, make his shots, play defense. And if that's the role for him, I really like that role for him. And that's why we really need a backup point guard, which is why they went after Tyler Kolek, who, by the way, the New York Knicks did multiple months of, analysis and, watching him play before the NBA draft. So they were really, really high on Tyler Kolek. So, it might not make sense for them to trade him. And, I like the potential of Pacome Dadier a lot. Like, he could really be a great 3-and-D wing, come in eventually like 3-4 years down the line and, replace a Mikal Bridges or replace an OG Anunoby in terms of similar to like around their impact, even though OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges are elite defenders, but just be like a 3-and-D, like a prototypical 3-and-D wing. But yeah, guys, let me know how you guys feel about this in the comment section below. Hit that subscribe button, like the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, YouTube.